High among the Himalayan peaks, isolated by snow and evergreen forests, a seeker has spent decades searching for a single answer. He has committed entire libraries to memory. He can recite the ancient scriptures flawlessly, yet he knows he is missing the actual realization of the truth he studies. He pores over the verses of the Bṛhadāraṇyaka Upanishad, looking for a way to bridge knowing the words and seeing the reality. But the text presents a paradox. Ultimate reality cannot be grasped like a scholarly subject to earn a professorship. Language forces us to say we have knowledge of something, but the absolute is not an external accessory to be acquired or memorized. A master observes the seeker's struggle and offers a correction. These teachings are not meant to be read as philosophical theory. They are a diagnostic technique, a method for examining the condition of life itself. The goal is not to accumulate more data. It is to use these words to dissolve the seeker's illusion that he exists as a fragmented, isolated being. To apply this diagnostic, the seeker must turn away from the manuscripts and look inward, focusing on his own localized consciousness. He encounters the principle of Ayam Ātmā Brahma. The self is Brahman. The texts assert that the supreme reality of the cosmos is seated directly within his own heart. Every emotion he feels, the deep sorrows, the sudden joys, the contradictions of daily life, are simply variations experienced by this singular inward being. If he can learn to witness life through the lens of this internal totality, the chaotic variety of the outside world resolves into a single interconnected whole. This raises an immediate question. If the inner self is the ultimate reality, what exactly is the vast physical world surrounding us? To answer this, the Upanishads rely on a strict logic of material cause and effect. They observe that whatever is created, the effect, is never disconnected from the invisible source that produced it. Consider clay on a spinning wheel. The potter pulls a specific shape from formless mud. The outward form changes, but the material truth remains identical. The same logic applies to these goldsmiths. They craft diverse ornaments, assigning each a different name and shape, yet every piece remains entirely gold. This maps perfectly onto the creation of the universe. The variety of stars, planets, and people is an emanation, an outward expansion, of one continuous substance. This leads to the phrase Tat Tvam Asi, thou art that. The seeker himself is an effect of this same universal cause. Because every created thing is sustained by its cause and will eventually return to it, there is no room left in the cosmos for anything other than this absolute reality. Scaling this up to the level of the entire cosmos reveals a structure where no single event operates in isolation. Just as countless streams merge into a single unified flow, shedding their individual boundaries, all phenomenal experiences are internally linked. This brings the seeker to the ultimate declaration, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. All this is verily Brahman. The universe is a single continuity. The individual structure operates identically to the cosmic structure. The part is not separate from the whole, rendering the entire universe an unbroken, organic oneness. A final dilemma remains. If human intellect is inherently limited, how can a finite mind possibly grasp a reality that encompasses absolutely everything? The short answer is, it cannot. To comprehend this scale, the seeker has to actively unlearn his rigid definitions of reality. He adopts a method known as Neti Neti. Not this, not this. It is a deliberate practice to systematically strip away every finite attachment. Every label, physical form, and intellectual concept is negated. What remains is described as susukshmam, the subtlest of the subtle. It is an existence so refined it cannot be perceived from a worldly standpoint. True spiritual practice becomes a simultaneous dual effort, grasping the profound unity of all things while continually renouncing any attempt to define it. The seeker finally closes his manuscripts. He stops searching for external validation or academic proof. The culmination of his journey is not a dramatic vision or a sudden burst of supernatural light. It is simply a profound stillness. In this quiet state, his consciousness simply becomes aware of its own being, recognizing its localized existence as an inseparable part of the universal whole. The search for truth required no new discoveries. It only required the quiet recognition of a reality that had always been present within him. Night settles over the hermitage as the master carefully packs the physical palm leaves back into their wooden box. The ancient sages left behind no grand monuments or empires. They left only words pointing to the truth, that the long journey of understanding ends exactly where it began, within the silent fastness of the self.